Hello, today I'm going to be showing you how I was able to make 1.5k with a 3.21 profit factor, 72% win rate, and a 5 out of 5 green day. Let's get into it. So loading up the charts here, I will be turning on my chart executions and I will be explaining how I was able to get those executions. So now moving on to the 4th of August, the first trading day. So as you can see, I really only use the regular trading hours. So when market opens in New York at 9:30, that's when I start trading. Or no, that's not when I start trading, that's when I start measuring with my volume profile tool. These are the settings. 256, 70. Okay. So basically I always wait around 5 minutes so the market can print something. I'm on a 15-second chart. And the first setup I took was this one right here. So what you can see here is we have a move up. Point of control is set below here at 110. And what you can see happen here on top is as soon as this candle prints, we can see that the point of control flips here, like it moves to here. Then we break above it, and then we retest it. That's where I personally got into a long position with around a 7.5 point stop loss, around that. Let's take something like that. And then I should have had my TP around a 5R, but I actually got out at 200. So this was my final TP here at 200. Around this, yes. So this is that trade that I ended up taking. I went break even at this high, or break even. Why? Because I'm already up about 1.8 risk to reward, so it wouldn't be logical for me to still be risking something. So that's also where I took my first contracts off at 73. So this is where I took 2 off. I took 1 contract off at 90, which is gonna be here. 90 I took 1 off, and then at 200 I took 1 off for a max TP of 5.3 risk to reward. And yeah, very good trade. Then continuing this trend, so starting the same place at market open, and then we're gonna see where I actually ended up taking a trade. So that's about here. So what you can see here is that we have our value area low sitting right here. And that's where I took a long position off of. So basically, it's the same concept with like the stop loss and everything. So putting that here. Your stop is a little bit bigger here, so it could have possibly been smaller, but we'll just take the same stop loss here. So my break-even point was right there, which got tapped. So you can see just by the tick we got tapped, and then we basically chopped around and tapped me out at break-even. So this is break-even. So very simple, off value area high a bit later in the day at around 10. Got in around there. As you can see here, 42.5 I got in, got stopped out of break even. Good trade. Next trade was at point of control. Point of control of that session at that moment. So what you can see here, it's very simple. Same concept, so I'm gonna drag this over. So we get tapped in. We get almost stopped out, but we are good. We didn't get stopped. So this is basically where my break even was, around here. That's break even, so I'll name it break even. And I got 2 contracts out there. I got another few contracts out at here. I got another one out there. That's for about 5 risk reward. And then I trailed 1 contract that ended up getting stopped out there. So this is how that other trade ended up looking like. The reason I got stopped out here in profit is because I was targeting for a new high a day, which was here, but that never ended up getting tapped. So that's my recap for that Monday. So now going over to Tuesday, it's pretty similar, but it's a bit more of a yeah, it wasn't as pretty. That's how I'll say it. So looking at Tuesday, so I ended up letting the market play out a little bit. The first trade that I ended up taking here was again a value area high of the day. So that's where I got tapped in. Stop off about 7.5 points. And then my first contract got, 2 contracts got tapped there for profit at about a 2.23R, and the rest got stopped at a break even. I'm not going to say much more because there's not much more to that trade. Moving on, I ended up taking some longs there, but let me make sure I put it right. Okay, there you go. Here's my explanation. You see, basically point of control flips higher. So if I move this again, you will see that point of control was below here. And on the next bar, point of control flips higher. So what ended up happening is I longed this and I got stopped out. It's pretty simple. I got in at 71. 71, okay, that's where I got tagged in. And I ended up getting stopped out at 64, which is there. Because I always trail my stop. If we dig into that zone, you see here, you dig into your entry and you reject it, then you put your stop to that low. Because there's no reason for price to come there anymore. So that's what I ended up doing here, getting stopped out. And I ended up retaking that position around there. Ended up retaking that position. And my reasoning for that is because it still looked good. It was still a good looking trade. And the thing that ended up happening is news came out, which I forgot, which is totally my fault. But my TP ended up getting hit at 397. I don't know how my TP was here. As you can see here, news release. There was a news release, and I had my TP set here, and it got triggered somehow. But I'm not going to complain. As you can see here, 4 contracts at 23,397, which is this high. I don't know. Might have been a top step issue. Should this have been a stop out? Probably, but I would have been break even because, as you can see here, this highest wick is already a 1.81R, and I would be at break even. But I won't be saying much more about that because this is like a special case. A lot of trades to go over here. Going like this. What you can see here is first of all, a short here of value area low. Value area low. Overall TP was a bit lower at about a 5 risk to reward, but ended up taking 2 contracts off here, putting it to break even and getting stopped at a break even there. Yeah. Okay, move to the right more. Ended up also taking a. Alright, so we take that one. Also long this, I'm pretty sure. +5. So I tried to short it, which didn't work, and then I flipped my bias because it was still looking decent, and we were at the bottom of the range, and I ended up taking this trade. I got out at 202, which is here at about a 5R. So this is that trade off of point of control because we broke it, we retested it, and this is that beautiful trade. So I'll keep the trades on so you can actually visually see all the trades that I took. 7.5. So short there, short here, short at the point of control, which didn't end up working, and I longed it. This is a bit messy, I understand that, but I'm trying to make it as clear as possible. That's why I will remove all this now. As you can see here, I actually got stopped out on a... in there. Let me quickly see how this move actually happened. Must have gotten in 96. I'm not sure why I actually got in on that one. It's a bit messy because sometimes these numbers are actually not correct. But this must have been on a value area high. So it must be pretty clear by now that usually my trades are very consistent with how they work. So here you can see that point of control flipped higher. And then I got it on a long position there. 7.5 points. Got out there got stopped out for break even. You can see all the numbers and all the executions. These are all real trades. You can see I ended up trading a bit more for that day. But overall, profitable day, but I won't be covering all of them because it's a bit messy. So showing you this day now, which should be a bit more simple. Here. What you can see here is just a very simple break of point of control to the upside and a retest of that point of control. So again, you take a stop loss of about 7.5 points, or that's what I do. You do whatever you want. About a 5 risk reward. There you go. This is how that traded on the Pluke, and I think I actually got out on all my contracts there. Got out a few here and there. You see all the numbers. At 20 is here. 31 is here. So this is actually about a 3.63 risk reward. Other contract got stopped out of break even. Perfectly fine. We can see here. Let's take this profile. I move it here. I ended up getting a quick trade on this value area low. See here, ended up on that wick. 7.5 points. Got out at a quick 3R. A little bit less. As you can see, just a very quick trade. You don't need much because this is already 21 points. It's everything you need in a day. Let's go to the next tab. Today was a bit more messy. You can see here is that I actually tried shorting this. Ended up trying to short this and trying to long this, which both of the times didn't work. So I actually tried shorting it here, like this. And I tried longing it here as well. So I actually got stopped out twice, which it happens when you try to make these plays. So I ended up getting stopped out twice. And then I got in there on value area high, which is here, so a bit lower, like this. Value area high, which is here. You see, got in there. I ended up getting 4 contracts out there for a decent 1-to-1, and then put the rest to break even, which ended up getting tapped at break even. And then point of control flipped higher, so you can see point of control goes higher, then it breaks and retests that point of control, and then I took a 5R, as you can see here. Or maybe it was actually a bit less, about a 3.63R again, which is very good. So to make that a little bit more clear, because this should already be Friday, let me remove all the executions so it's very clear. So, removing all the mess. How did I end up taking this position here? Volume profile. So you can see if I go back, 1, 2, put a control flips to the upside. This candle here breaks it, and then we retest it. I hope this is clear. I hope you learned something from this. God bless. Thank you for watching.